Hello everyone, how are you today? It's me, Marilyn. I'm at the Old Tree Metaphysical Shop, my favorite space, my sacred space, trying to take in the outside before too much of the smoke comes this way. It's so beautiful outside right now. I can smell the smoke a little bit, and it's a little bit hazy out here, but it's beautiful. So I am taking in as much of the summer that is left as I possibly can, trust me. Absolutely gorgeous out here right now. Hello. Hi everyone. How are you? I hope everybody's doing well today. Hope online schooling isn't too harsh. All right. First I want to do a little warm up here. I just want to take in the air and take in the nature and allow myself to ground for a moment and connect with my guides before we start reading the cards. If you're somewhere where you can, just take a nice big breath in. Allow it to travel down your throat all the way into your belly, expanding that belly as big as it can go. And hold it. And then release. We're going to do that again, and this time think of the roots from the tip of your spine going down into the ground, and the gateway, your crown chakra, opening up to spirit above at the same time. Take a big breath in, expand, hold, release. That's so much better. This morning I have been rushing around like a crazy bitch, and it has not been fun. It's hard to do the whole mommy thing and business thing, and I'm a self-owned business, so I'm doing it all myself, all the marketing, all this stuff, right? And then being the kids coach all day for learning, it makes it a little bit difficult. So when they take lunch break is when I decide to come out here and do this and see everyone. Today I've got plenty of decks out here. I got some really cool decks I think you guys will like. I've got my Angel Card Oracle deck, which I figure we could do at the end, for a message for people. And then I've got the Conscious Spirit Oracle deck, which is really nice as well. And then this one is one of my favorites. It's a tarot deck, but it's called the Book of Shadows Tarot. And I know I have like 40. And it's called the Book of Shadows Tarot. And one of the reasons why I really love it is because it has two decks inside of it. It has one for above and one for below. So it is pretty cool. Do you like playing with it, Kristen? Good. Yes, I love it too. I absolutely love it. Sometimes I think about mixing the decks, but then I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. So yeah, it's really, really cool. And then of course I have my Tarot Illuminati, which is my go-to public. But let me show you this Book of Shadows Tarot. I'm gonna pull out a few of them. So it comes like this, right? Hello, Jersey girl. It comes like this. So there's the two decks in there, and the blue is below. It would be like mixing energies, exactly like that. Every time I try and think about doing it, the decks are like, no, don't do that. So I have to listen. So I'm sorry. This is the above. And let me just show you a couple pictures out of this deck. I mean, it's really pretty. Let me show you some I like. This one's called The Summerlands. So it's really cool. Oh, is it breaking up? Sometimes it's my stupid Wi-Fi. Hold on a second. No, it says that I'm getting pretty good reception. So, okay. Now, yeah, you can do what you want with your decks. Girl, you know I handle a deck well. So, okay. I want to use, first of all, let's get us started here. I want to use my Conscious Spirit Oracle deck to open it up, okay? Open up our fun readings. Go ahead and use this one first. I love Oracle decks because, you know, unlike the tarot, I mean, tarot, a lot of them, you know, they have their basic meaning, right? And then when you do intuitive tarot, then they're playing with all of the other cards, and you can bring all of that in, and planetary aspects and all of that stuff, which is amazing. But the basis of them is straightforward. You know what I'm saying? This card means this card means that, right? One of the reasons I love Oracle so very much is that the artist gives you their perception on what the card means when they did it, you know, and that's maybe the message that they, the divine download that they got when they were designing these cards, you know. But the one thing I really love about Oracle is that the artist's perception, then I look at it and I can use my own intuitive perception with Oracle cards. And it makes it very nice. There's not, if you're a tarot reader, there's not so much pressure when you're doing Oracle cards, because you can definitely hook in intuitively and give that message that you want to give. So I want to start by asking the spirits, like, not only what kind of message they want to give us for this week, but what foundation are we standing on right now with that message, I think is what I want to ask them. Yes, I know, I always do the divine download. I've gotten a few people to say that. So let's see. Let's see what Spirit wants to tell us today. All right. Oh. All right. So Spirit reminds us to find our bliss. It says, I'm following a path I love, and I'm fully aligned to my soul's purpose. So one of the things that's happening right now is, you know, with the pandemic, the fires, the Black Lives Matter, I mean, all the movements going on. With all this world commotion, sometimes we forget what our path is, what our soul's journey is, because we're taking in a lot of what's going on in the world, you know? So with this card coming into play, she's reminding us, hey, you have a soul's purpose. Figure out what it is. Check back in with it again, right? Follow that path. Let's see, it says, this card is to remind you that you will only be truly happy when you are doing what you love. Start making small changes in your life to help steer you into a career or path that fulfills you and satisfies your passions and talents. Know that the universe will support you in these changes, but you have to start taking the necessary steps. If you're unsure what your bliss is, begin to research subjects that spark your interests. Connect with others who have similar interests and find courage and inspiration from them. If you are already on a path that you love, perhaps it is time to think of new directions in which to steer it. Don't become complacent. Continuously challenge yourself and your talents, and new doors will constantly open up for you. All right, so we are coming into the new moon shortly. So I think that might be one of these things that Spirit is trying to tell us this week. You know, it's time for a little bit of newness. We had that Pisces full moon, which was extremely cleansing, allowing us to not only connect with our emotional being inside, but allowing us to cleanse and shed some of that skin that we no longer need, right? So Let's see. The Moor Child. I still use tarot the same way. Not all the symbolism means the same thing to everyone. Oh, I know, trust me. Intuitive tarot is the best way. Well, I can't say the best way. Intuitive tarot is my favorite way to read the tarot. But some people, when they read, this is what the Five of Swords means, and this is what yada, yada, yada means, so to each their own, right? So, okay, so I think that Spirit is telling us that this new moon is coming. It's time for these new energies after we've cleansed. And if you feel as though you are on the right path, the path that is feeding your soul, the path that's making you happy, but you're still feeling like something is missing, Spirit is telling you, hey, with this new moon, maybe set intentions for a new avenue of that path, or a new bit of education so you can put that in your toolbox for that path, something like that. So look into something like that too, but make sure that it still feeds your soul and makes you very happy and connects with that path that you are on. If you are on a path where you're like, okay, I think I took a wrong turn to Albuquerque, the new moon is your time to go ahead and set intentions to receive message from Spirit, aligning you with your path of best and highest good. Amber the Fae says, my issue is that I think I know what path I want to go down with me as a person and the way I carry myself and live my life, but I have no idea how to carry that out. Okay, so every time I am in a quandary like that, like I know that I'm doing these things correctly, but I'm still missing something, or there's a missing piece of the puzzle. That is when I call out to Spirit. I just, sit and I connect. I call out to Spirit and I tell them that I am ready to receive their messages of my best and highest good. Which way should I go? Which choice should I make? Things like that. And if you really allow yourself to open up and receive those messages, connecting to the ground, opening up to Spirit above, if you really allow yourself to do that, you'll be surprised at how in tune all of this intuition becomes. And instead of feeling as though you're walking on gravel or broken eggshells or something like that, you'll start feeling as though you're floating. And that's when you're really connected completely, and not only receiving message, but knowing message, knowing what you're supposed to do, where you're supposed to go, how you're supposed to do it, what really sparks that soul, because you'll start to feel it, So, okay. You can go ahead and type out the rest, Jersey Girl, if you want to. And was that your question that you wanted to ask the cards? Let me know that too. Okay, so I think today we're going to do From Below. I think that's what we're going to play with today. So below. Let me shuffle these. If anybody has questions, feel free to put them in there. Jersey Girl, the message keeps presenting itself to me. Unfortunately, I don't know how to leave my profession because of my financial situation. I need to make what I make, and my soul calling is entirely different. Okay, sometimes in the beginning, when that happens, I want you to know your soul calling is calling you. But if it's not the time, it's not the time. Check into how to make a career out of that soul calling, how to make money, how to market yourself. These are all things that you learn. How to market yourself, where to market yourself, how you want to present yourself in that soul career. Things like that. Just because you can't jump into it immediately right away does not mean that you can't do that work in the background to allow yourself one day to say, you know what, I'm ready now. I've got clientele built up because I started doing this on the side. I've got my marketing strategy. I got my website out there. I've got people following me on Insta. I'm good. I'm jumping. It may not be the time right now, but it doesn't mean that it's not time to plan. So always plan for that I don't want to call it a soul purpose, but definitely plan for that, your soul's path, you know, plan for that beautiful career, plan for that sparking career, plan for that shining career that you want to move forward with. All right, so, and that's, you know, one thing that people take for granted is the planning for this next move, you know. You have to plan. You've got to get that website done. You've got to get that marketing in place, because if you present yourself out there and people start, you know, taking interest in you and things like that, and you're like, you have nowhere to lead them, like to a website or to an Insta page or something like that, like you have nowhere to lead them, you're going to lose them. So you've got to plan for that. And one day, you know what? You may not jump into that career. One day that career, it may just fusion in with exactly what you're doing. So one may see itself out. All right. Okay. Okie doke. So I've got a question in the question box. Oh, girl, yeah. Metaphysics is where everybody belongs. All right, I'm going to go into the question box. If you have a question box, put it in there. If you don't, go ahead and put it in the comments. Okay, we'll go with Miss Corey. Oh, okay. You're going Patreon, huh? Good for you. That's one realm that I have not visited. I was thinking about visiting that, but of course, like I just gave advice for, I'm doing my research in the background. So, okay. A card for guidance for my potential Patreon project. Well, this one keeps wanting to come out, so we're just going to draw right from here. Oh, Corey, you're going to like this one. You're going to like it. I got you the moon. The moon. Look at her basking in that moon, that beautiful mermaid. So gorgeous. When we think about the moon, not only do we think about its connection with water, we think about its connection with healing. We think about its connection with divination, with spirituality, with connection to the goddess, you know, that beautiful divine goddess. So when I'm drawing the moon for you and you're talking about going into your Patreon, one of the things that I would like for you to take into consideration is this. Okay? You don't have to be like anyone else. Just because so-and-so is doing something doesn't mean that you need to do something to get those followers as well. The most important thing for you to remember is to be completely authentic and in touch with that intuitive side of you as you're setting up your Patreon. Not just the materials that you're putting on there, but also the design of it, the output that you want it to have, you know. Allow that all to be in connection with divine feminine. Allow it all to be in connection with your intuitive side. And the one thing that I'm going to ask you is, as you're doing this Patreon, I'm not sure what you're doing it for, but if it is for the healing realm, I think that would be an amazing project for you to do, especially when you're connected to divine feminine and our mother womb, our moon, right? So have fun with that. Have a lot of fun with that. Okay, let's see. I got another one in here. Miss Ortiz, guidance for my marriage. Okay. Are you all set, Bubba? Okay. I got my little boy out here on his laptop doing his next class. Your next one is independent math, so that's going to be your Zern, okay? Sorry. Okay, guidance for marriage. All right, this one wants to come out. Okay. I got the 7 of Cups that came out for you in reverse, all right? Hi, boy. The 7 of Cups in reverse First of all, the Seven of Cups, it's about that creative ability. It's about that imagination. It's about your emotions. It's about the several different hats we wear. It's about all of those things. When it comes to me in reverse, it's kind of telling me that especially when it comes to your marriage, it's kind of telling me that not just you, but I feel that it's both of you that are running out of the creative ways to show romance, running out of the vulnerable ways to show emotion, things like that. It's almost like one doesn't see it. When the other one's giving it out, one is not receiving it. And that happens to both sides, by the way. With that Pisces moon that we just had, I'm sure that sparked up quite a bit of should this be, should this not be, am I doing the right thing? And I'm feeling as though your emotions, your needs, your not only romantic needs, but your emotional needs are not being met, not being received when you say them as well. So one of the things with the Seven of Chalices upside down is, if you would like your marriage to continue, I want to ask you a couple things. Is your partner on that same path for continuation of marriage? If you're willing to make your marriage work by going to see counselor or working on the expansion of your marriage by, we never have done this together. Let's go do it. This is how we're going to change things up, because we're going to dedicate time to our marriage. We're going to make a date, even if it's in the backyard during this pandemic. We're going to lock the kids in their room. Just kidding. Lock them in their room so we can have some sexy time together. If you are both willing to change some things up and be creative and learn each other's love language, yes, if you're both willing to. If it's just you doing it and your partner is not willing to, and you've asked your partner to and they're still not willing to, I want you to realize that your emotional needs may not be met in this marriage. And how does that make you feel? Are you okay with that? The ways that you want to receive that love language may not be met. Are you okay with that? That's what I want you to ask yourself. Or is your partner ready to take this on with you? If your partner's ready to take this on with you, don't turn your back unless you're being abused or, something like that. But that's a completely different situation. But if you two are willing to advance in this together, then that's great. If it's just you, I want you to think about it. Okay? Think that over. Are you doing okay?
I accidentally clicked the wrong button.
It's okay. Hold on, I'll be right back. Here, let's go ahead and fix it. So,
I accidentally clicked it.
that's okay. We can go, you're in your Zern. That's all you need to worry about right now is your Zern. What time do you have your next class? Let's go into your Schoology. And let's go ahead and click you back onto Zoom. All right, Mr. Chrome. Let's see, when's your next class after your 12:20? All right, so 12:50 is when you go into the live class, okay? So work on your Zern until 12:50. I know. Isn't it so cute? I know. Part of me hopes he doesn't lose it. You're welcome, Miss Ortiz. I hope that helped. I hope it helped. Okay, let's see. Do I have any questions? Okay, I've got one in the comments, so I'm going to answer that one real quick. From Amber, can you draw for me for depression and healing? Oh, my sweet darling. My sweet darling. That's a thing going around, especially now. So let's draw a card for you regarding what kind of healing aspect you may want to look deeper into for you. Okay, let's draw a card on that, I think. Okay. All right. I have the Seven of Wands here. Okay. So the Seven of Wands, not only is that transformation, but if you can see, there's salamanders down here. And salamanders are all about that transformation. They're about looking into the shadow of the soul and really transforming, taking the lesson in that it's trying to teach you. Now, when we move into bouts of depression, some people will say, well, get in touch with your shadow then. But sometimes when we are in bouts of depression, we're so far under the ground, we can no longer see from a different vantage point. All we're seeing is darkness. That darkness is not necessarily your shadow. But if you look at it in a different way, say like this, if you look at being in that darkness as being in Mother Earth's womb, and allowing that nutritious soil and those tree roots to wrap around you and give you love and hold you in support, then you get to look at that depression a little bit differently, right? You get to look at that depression as more of a chance to heal yourself through taking this time that you deserve and getting out into nature before it gets really cold and wet. That's what Spirit is really telling me to tell you. Look at it from a different vantage point, even when you're still in that hole. It's an opportunity for you to take in that nutritious earth, to wrap yourself within the tree roots and allow yourself to grow from there, almost like you've planted yourself as a new seed underground again. Look at it that way. And get outside, go for some hikes, go for some runs, sit under a tree, do some grounding, with your feet in the grass or the sand. Do something like that. And are they not working, sweetie? Hold on, sorry. Do something like that, and it'll allow you to connect with the earth. And when I connect with the earth, it takes anxiety away, it takes depression away, it takes anger away, all of those things. Then when you've started to look at it from a different perspective, then you can think about traveling into shadow and doing shadow work, but not until you're secure in that foundation of earth. Okay? Okay. Now let's go into the question box. I'm going to do Laura. Laura is asking a question regarding guidance for accessing and using feminine energy and intuition, honey. Wow. Well, you know one way. That's where the magic lives. I'm just teasing. Okay. Let's see. Oh, this one wants to come out. Okay. All right. Guidance for accessing and using the feminine energy within. Okay? For you, I got the Tower. All right? And when the Tower comes into play, the Tower is change, and the Tower is dramatic change. The Tower is the breaking down to build back up. Okay, so when we're talking about connecting with that feminine intuition and using that energy, I think one of the things that you need to ask yourself, Laura, I think one of the things that you need to ask yourself is, why are you wearing this costume? Why are you wearing this mask? You have the ability to, exactly how to use that feminine, that divine connection to energy. You know exactly how to use it. I think the issue is that more so afraid of letting others see that it's within you and you know how to use it. If you're going to be a powerful woman, which you are, just be a powerful woman. It doesn't matter what people think about it. It doesn't matter if you're going to lose friends over it. None of that matters. Take off that costume, take off that mask, and allow yourself to be seen just the way you want to be seen. That's the work with divine feminine. That being authentic, being naked, being vulnerable. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. And it's the most empowering, the strongest aspect of you is allowing yourself to be seen raw. There's another message here. Oh, and when we have the tower, remember that tower is the breaking down, right? It's that dramatic change that's happening. And remember, when we put things back together, we don't have to put all that shit back. We have the choice to choose what we want to put back into that foundation. We don't have to put it all back. So choose what makes you happy and what fulfills you and what allows your authenticity to shine and be seen. Choose that, okay? All right, let's see. All right, Miss Jersey girl. What guidance can you pull for me, basically? Okay, let's see here. Wait, this? Okay. We got two, but I'm going to draw the top one. All right. Okay. You got the Three of Pentacles, and it was in reverse. Okay, when we talk about threes, first of all, threes are numbers of manifestation. Three is an extremely magical number. It's a number of celebration, manifestation, magic, the maiden mother crone, the maiden mother moons, maiden mother grandmother moons. I mean, all of those things, right? When the threes come into play, especially with pentacles, a lot of times I have this huge dragonfly flying around. Spirit is here. You do everything. So do I. I love threes. Threes are one of my favorite numbers. There always has to be three. 3 kisses, 3 points, and triangles. I love triangles. So anyway, squirrel. Okay. 13, definitely. Okay, so anywho, when we talk about that Three of Pentacles, we're talking about contractual agreements. And when we discuss contractual agreements, you could be talking about financial, you could be talking about new home, you can be talking about a contractual agreement with a promise that you made for yourself for healing. Dedicating that time to you to exercise, to make sure that you eat right, things like that, right? So because the Three of Pentacles came in reverse, what that is telling me is I think that you need to be a little bit more connected. Okay, Spirit said your word is your bond. That's what Spirit just said. Your word is your bond. So make sure that when you give somebody your word, even when you're giving it to yourself, you follow through on that verbal contract, okay? Just make sure that you follow through on it, all right? And that's going to make the foundation underneath you a lot stronger, and I think allow you to celebrate yourself a little bit more because what I say is what I do. This is who I am. Boom. Okay? Hopefully that helped you. All right, let's see. Let's go back in here really quick. Laura and the vibrators, girl. I love some penis too. Phallic symbol for a question about feminine energy. Thank you. You're awesome. Thank you. You're awesome. Yes, I love dragonflies. They are fierce warriors. Okay, does anyone else have a question that you would like answered today? The other, I told you I pulled 2 for you. The other one was the Four of Pentacles that came out, and it came out upright. So this definitely is about you building that solid foundation underneath you. And getting a little bit more dedicated to it, strict with building that foundation. I think that's what message is trying to come through today. Okay, So, let's see. Runa, do you want a question today? Yeah, there you are. Just a general card for the rest of the week. Sure. Oh, goodness sakes. You doing okay? No? Okay, I'll be done in 1 sec, all right, sweet love? And then I'll help you. Well, thank you. I'll try. Okay, Miss Runa, we got the One of Swords for you, the Ace of Swords for you. Okay, so this being your general card for the week, all right? Mars in retrograde guidance, oh my God. Especially with the swords coming into play. You know, I really, really, and this goes for everybody, not just Runa, but I really, really would suggest that we all pay attention to the words that are coming out of our mouths, please. We all need to focus on, if we're having an issue, number one, check in with yourself. Is this your issue? Are you just taking it in not the right way? I don't want to say not the right way because we take things the way we take them, right? Is this your issue, or is this you feeling anger because somebody actually made you angry, or are you just in a bad fucking mood? You know, take that in. If somebody made you angry, step back. Think about how you want to represent yourself in conversation for how you're feeling. Not, you know what, you're a fucking asshole, but you know what you said to me really hurt my feelings, and I need you to receive that. So Runa, being the Ace of Swords for you, one of the things, and Mars being in retrograde, it brings in some negative feelings, right? So one of the things that I would love for you to focus on this week is to wake up every day, not only be happy that you woke up every day, but be happy. Say happy words. Say, you know what, instead of, and this is a problem I do. Instead of, oh my God, I'm so tired already, say, you know what, I'm ready to hit the day. I'm ready to go. Be a little bit more positive in the way that we speak, especially with Mars in retrograde. Definitely. I hope that helps. Ace of Swords is also like new ideas, new ways of presenting yourself, new ways of presenting yourself. And for you, I think it's the job thing, like a new way for you to present yourself. A new way for you to open up that creative side of you as well. So maybe take in, with your normal routine, maybe add something to it. Maybe add an affirmation. Maybe add a request from Spirit when you're doing your meditation. Things like that. Maybe add lighting a ritual candle for divine guidance for your writing that day. Something like that. So add a little something new into your daily ritual to change up not only your perception, but to change up that creativity factor going on in here. That's what Spirit wants to say to that. Okay, now I gotta help my little monkey. So I'm gonna draw an angel card for everyone really quick. And these angel cards are messages from our angels. And they always confirm what we have been talking about. This one is compassion. When you show greater compassion towards yourself, the universe automatically responds by showering you with greater blessings. Show that compassion. Show it to yourself. All right, my darlings, the circle is open, but unbroken. Until we meet again. Have an amazing day, loves. I'll talk to you all later.